The summer of 1939 was a tense and uneasy time across Europe. The continent was still healing from the deep scars of the Great War, a conflict so devastating that many believed it was the war to end all wars. A dark shadow was once again stretching across the land, emanating from Nazi Germany. Hitler had been dismantling the post-war order. He had rearmed Germany. He had reoccupied the Rhineland. He had annexed Austria in the Anschluss of 1938. Appeasement peaked at the Munich Conference in September 1938. Neville Chamberlain returned from Germany proclaiming he had secured peace for our time. Many remembered the trenches, the gas attacks, and the millions of lives lost. By March 1939, any illusion diplomacy could contain Hitler was shattered. German troops marched into the rest of Czechoslovakia, breaking Munich's promise. Britain and France guaranteed Polish independence, warning a German attack would trigger a military response. In a move that shocked the world, Nazi Germany and the Soviet Union signed the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. Secretly, it divided Eastern Europe into German and Soviet spheres of influence. The pact neutralized the Soviet Union as an enemy, so Germany would avoid a two-front war, like in 1914. With his eastern flank secured, Hitler could now turn westward, his primary target, Poland. Adolf Hitler understood that to rally his people and to try and sow division among his enemies, he needed a justification for invading Poland. His primary claim revolved around the city of Danzig, now Gdansk and the Polish corridor. After World War I, the Treaty of Versailles had made Danzig a free city under League of Nations protection, and gave Poland the corridor to the Baltic Sea. Hitler's concept of Lebensraum, or living space, was central to his foreign policy. He believed that the German people were racially superior and required more territory to expand and thrive. Poland, with its vast agricultural lands, was a key target in this plan. The Slavic people, including the Poles, were considered Untermenschen, or subhuman, in Nazi ideology. Therefore, the conquest of Poland was not just about reclaiming lost territory, it was about racial subjugation and the acquisition of resources. To create a more immediate excuse for war, Hitler authorized a cynical and deceptive false flag operation. Codenamed Operation Himmler, the plan involved staging a series of fake attacks along the German-Polish border, designed to look as if they were carried out by Polish aggressors. The most infamous of these was the Gleiwitz incident. On the night of August 31, 1939, SS operatives, dressed in Polish army uniforms, seized a small German radio station in the border town of Gleiwitz. They broadcast a short anti-German message in Polish, and then left behind the body of a German sympathizer who had been murdered and dressed in a Polish uniform, as proof of the attack. This staged event was the smoking gun Hitler needed. In a speech to the Reichstag on the morning of September 1st, he furiously denounced what he called Polish atrocities and border violations. He claimed that Poland had attacked Germany, and that German forces were now simply firing back in self-defense. It was a complete fabrication, a lie designed to paint Germany as the victim, and to justify the full-scale invasion that had already been meticulously planned and was, at that very moment, being unleashed upon an unsuspecting Poland. At 4:45 a.m. on Friday, September 1st, 1939, the calm of the pre-dawn darkness was shattered. Without a formal declaration of war, the German war machine roared to life. The first shots are widely credited to the German battleship Schleswig-Holstein, on a supposed goodwill visit to Danzig, opened fire with its heavy cannons on the Polish military transit depot at Westerplatte. Simultaneously, along the 750-mile border, nearly 1.5 million German soldiers surged forward. The German strategy was a revolutionary form of warfare soon known as Blitzkrieg, or lightning war, not the static trench warfare of the previous generation. A doctrine built on speed, surprise, overwhelming force at a concentrated point, spearheaded by panzer divisions, armored spearheads of tanks and motorized infantry, smashing through Polish front lines, supporting them, the Luftwaffe. From the first moments, German bombers, dive bombers, the Junkers Ju-87 Stuka. They bombed airfields, destroying the Polish Air Force on the ground, attacked railway lines, attacked bridges, targeted communication centers. The Stuka's wailing siren became a psychological weapon, spreading fear among soldiers and civilians. The invasion launched from 3 directions, creating a massive pincer movement designed to trap the bulk of the Polish forces west of the Vistula River. Army Group North under Fedor von Bock attacked from Pomerania and East Prussia, striking southward. Army Group South, commanded by Gerd von Rundstedt, launched the main assault from Silesia and Slovakia, driving northeast toward the industrial heartland and aiming for Warsaw. Designed to prevent a coherent Polish defensive line and to ensure a swift, decisive victory, before Britain and France could effectively intervene in the West, marking a new and terrifying chapter. Faced with the overwhelming and technologically superior German invasion, the Polish military fought back with incredible bravery and determination. The Polish army of 1939 was large, about 1 million soldiers, but it was an army caught between two eras. Despite the odds, Polish resistance was fierce. The Battle of the Bzura from September 9th to 19 was the campaign's largest engagement where Polish forces launched a major counterattack against the German 8th Army. For a brief period they halted the German advance and inflicted significant casualties. Elsewhere, isolated garrisons held out for days or weeks. The Westerplatte defenders lasted 7 days under naval and ground assault. The Hel Peninsula garrison fought on until October 2nd. Their valiant, doomed struggle became a powerful symbol of Polish defiance. The Polish military had some modern equipment, including effective anti-tank rifles and artillery pieces, but they were no match for German panzer divisions, which deployed thousands of tanks in concentrated formations, overwhelming thinly spread Polish defenses with numbers and firepower. Following their pledge from March 1939, both Britain and France issued an ultimatum to Germany: cease military operations and withdraw all troops from Poland immediately. On September 3, 1939, Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain addressed the British nation in a somber radio broadcast, announcing that Britain was now at war with Germany. A few hours later, France followed suit. On September 17, 1939, as Polish forces tried to regroup in the east, the Soviet Union invaded from the other side. This two-front invasion sealed Poland's fate. Warsaw finally surrendered on September 27th after a brutal siege with heavy aerial and artillery bombardment of the city. The invasion of Poland on September 1, 1939 is universally recognized as the day World War II began. It would stretch across the globe, fields of Europe, deserts of Africa, islands of the Pacific. The invasion of Poland was the spark that ignited this global firestorm that would ultimately claim over 70 million lives and reshape the modern world. A day that began with a live broadcast over a small German radio station and ended with the great powers committed to war.